All right. Nick Martinez. Anytime you get paid $20+ million for the Cincinnati Reds, Nick, I think it's going to come with a bullseye on your back. Happened to Joey Votto. It's going to happen to Nick Martinez this year. And whether you like it or not, that's going to be part of the storyline as we head into this, basically this summer. And if he's not able to throw the ball a little bit better than he has at the beginning of the season, I think that many people, maybe rightfully so, are going to be upset that the Reds spent as much money as they did on Nick Martinez. I got to admit, I think that the Reds made a calculated decision to offer Nick Martinez a qualifying offer in hopes that they would get a compensation pick out of it. Now, I know you may disagree with that, and I'm not suggesting that this is a dumpster fire of a contract already. I'm not going there either, to be very clear. But I definitely think that the Reds made a calculated decision that, hey, let's see if we can't sneak ourselves an extra comp pick here. Let's offer the qualifying offer. I don't think he's going to take it because he's going to want more than just a one-year deal, especially if he has to pitch again in Great American Ballpark. And I just think that if you ask Nick Krall behind closed doors if he would actually take Nick Martinez for this much money in one season, he probably wouldn't. But that's not what the decision was made behind closed doors. So it's just one start. It's obviously been a couple starts now where he wasn't able to get the job done. But I'm not also going to overreact with Nick Martinez quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's made 4 starts. They've all been kind of, below average. They haven't been terrible. He hasn't gotten rocked by any means. I would remind people the Reds traded for Brady Singer after Nick Martinez qualifying offer was accepted. So whether or not they would have kept Nick Martinez or not, I still think they would have wanted another starting pitcher. And again, right now, starting pitching feels like there's so much of it right now. It feels great, but it could very easily be the other way if the Reds had 3 starting pitchers hurt right now on the IL, and then the Nick Martinez signing looks completely different. So a lot of the reaction to early the season on Nick Martinez is based on the availability of your roster, and the fact that it's been the opposite where the position players have been the ones hurt. It's easy to be critical of the spending $20 million on Nick Martinez. But I personally, I would rather err on the side of having more pitching depth, starting pitching depth than position player depth because, pitching is a lot more frequently with injuries and stuff like that. So I don't know, it's a long season. Nick Martinez has to be better than what he's been in the first 4 starts. No question about it for the amount of money he's making. But we saw this exact same thing last year, and there's no reason to think that he won't be better than that. But tonight was a pretty rough start. He got a lot of hard hit balls tonight.
Yeah, he did. And I'd also say this about Nick Martinez. Last year, he got off to a little bit of a tough start, got sent back to the bullpen, pitched the ball relatively well, got pushed back in the starting rotation because of injuries. He needed to go back to basically become a starter because they were literally left with nobody. And he threw the ball as well as almost anybody in the league. So, it's funny because when you do it on a nightly show like this, there are times where you kind of it's hard to have good perspective, right? It's hard to look at the season holistically and be like, okay, that probably was a pretty small bump in the road. Probably shouldn't have made as big of a deal about this or that. I kind of feel like right now Nick Martinez has an opportunity towards the end of the season. If he were to basically perform the same way he did last season, again this season, and again that's a big stretch, and I think it's a big ask to be clear. Everybody's going to forget about the start. If this team's in a pennant race or has a chance to win this division, obviously, down the stretch, and Nick Martinez is throwing, either having quality starts or throwing 2 to 3, good quality innings out of the bullpen, I don't think the $20 million is going to be as big of a deal. 21, whatever that number exactly is. But it'll go by the wayside real quick, Nick. It'll go by the wayside real quick. People will laugh about, oh, you remember April? Same with a lot of these guys, too. That's what's crazy about all this. But right now, we got to win games to give us a chance to be in a position late in the year to even have something feel like it means anything at all.
Yeah, I mean, did you see some of these starting pitching contracts, this season? And there's a possibility here that, let's say, the Reds pitching actually gets to the trade deadline very healthy, which I think is probably not very likely that they're going to get to a spot where they have still an overabundance. But you could very easily make a trade for Nick Martinez for a bat, because I tell you what, there are a lot of teams across baseball that would love to have Nick Martinez right now. I mean, the pitching contracts this offseason, there was so many of them that he made that much money. I mean, look how much the Reds paid Wade Miley just to basically on a semi minor league deal. I think they paid him $4 million. It amount to. So pitching is expensive.